all my Holomaniacs out there, welcome back to the channel. It is so great to see you again. Now, I know on this channel I talk a lot about Disneyland. Most of me talking to characters all happened at Disneyland. And the reason I talk about Disneyland more than Disney World is strictly because I live in California. Going to Disney World takes an incredible amount of time, work, and money to go there. Disneyland, I can go there for a day and then just come home, no big deal. But I wanted to throw Disney World some love because Disney World is amazing. And lately, people have been really asking me about what to do at Disney World just because they're like, I've never been and I really want to go. And I've been streaming on Twitch lately and people keep asking me that during streams. You can come see me at Brian Hull's Voice, just so you know. And I'm kind of floundered for a second because I'm like, I'm doing something completely different and I need to sit down and like truly figure out what my favorite stuff to do is there. We're going to go down my top 5 favorite rides at Disney World. But before we get into that, I want to tell you guys about my friends over at Disney Emoji Blitz, and thank you Disney Emoji Blitz for sponsoring this video. But also stick around, you can find out how you could win up to $100 worth of Disney gift cards. Disney Emoji Blitz is a swipe 3 game unlike any other. You play the game, and as you play the game, you're unlocking new emojis. And each of these emojis that you get in-game have a special ability that only it has, which adds something that most swipe 3 games don't have: strategy and skill. And then on top of that, it's Disney characters. Come on, this is automatically best swipe 3 game because of this reason. And as you're unlocking emojis during the game, you're not just unlocking them in the game for you to play. No. You're also unlocking them in the phone for you to use in text messages. I mean, think about that. You could be sending your friends emojis of Pumbaa, or Mickey, or Dory, and even Star Wars characters. Yes! They got Star Wars there too! And actually, they're celebrating their 5th birthday right now, so this Rainbow Mickey is now available, and you can get it all the way up till the end of July. You got a few more days left, you can totally still get it. This game is an absolute blast, but you don't gotta take my word for it. I mean, just check this stuff out. There's over 39 million players worldwide, over 360 emojis to collect, and over 42.2 billion minutes played. That's over 80,000 years! Alright then, so now here comes the part of the sweepstakes. If you guys wanted to win one of the Disney gift cards, listen up. I'm going to be giving away 5 Disney gift cards, 4 of which are $24, but 1 will be a $100 gift card. To enter to win, you need to go to the description of this video. Download Disney Emoji Blitz through my link. Play until you get to level 20. That's right, the rules have changed from last time. It's 20 now, not 10. And then you need to take a screenshot of your homepage, as you see right here. Then you need to post it either to Twitter or Instagram, and then tag me in it so that I can find it. But if you're posting Instagram, do not post to a story, and don't just tag my name in a comment of the picture. Those go away really quickly, and then I won't be able to find them. Then on August 14th, I will randomly select 5 winners, and there will be an announcement here on the channel so you guys can find out who won. So download now, get to playing, and have fun. Alright, now let's do this. My top 5 favorite attractions at Disney World. Coming in at number 5, the Big Mountain of Animal Kingdom, Expedition Everest. Now here at Disneyland, we've got a similar ride. It's called the Matterhorn Bobsled Ride. And don't get me wrong, the Matterhorn is fun. I do enjoy it. It's a Disneyland classic. But I would be lying if I said that it was my favorite ride at Disneyland. It's like, I feel like it's a little too small. I feel like the track's too old because it's really rickety and it could be a little uncomfortable. But I feel like Expedition Everest came in and said, hey, let's take the Matterhorn bobsled, fix every problem with it, and throw it in Animal Kingdom. And to me, that's what it is. It's the Matterhorn bobsled, but Matterhorn bobsled 2.0. It's bigger, it's faster, it's got a bigger and meaner Yeti. It's just, you get on this thing and you're just ready to go from the second it starts. You're just, it's thrilling from start to finish, that total build up all the way up the hill, and then you start going backwards at one point. Oh, it's just beautiful. I don't even care that the Yeti doesn't work anymore. I don't even care. It's totally worth it. It's a blast, and every time I go, I gotta ride it like 3 or 4 times just because it's incredible. And I love the fact that the entire ride is a hidden Mickey. Like seriously, look at this thing from an aerial view, and you will see it's roughly the shape of Mickey. That's just awesome. I got a little bit of a thrill junkie in me. Not all the rides on this list are gonna be that thrill level, but I'm a sucker for thrills. Next up, we're heading out of Disney's Animal Kingdom, going back to the main park, Magic Kingdom. And I'm gonna throw Seven Dwarfs Mine Train up on this thing. I'm kind of shocked I put it up this high. When I first wrote it, it was kind of like, oh really, this is it? Because it had such a huge line. But then, I don't know, after that, it just, every time I write it, it just gets better and better and better and better, and I find more details. The theming of this ride is just gorgeous. And I'm so glad that a lot of those elements made it back to Disneyland. I was a little sad when that got redone just because I actually liked Scary Adventure just because, you know, it was different. And it kind of harkened back to the original Disney that was a little darker. But I gotta be honest, they did it so well. I really love Snow White's Enchanted Wish now. And it's because of a lot of those theming elements that first showed up in Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And I'm just happy to see Disney's first animated film just get so much love, and especially one that's so well done. The cave looks gorgeous. The animatronics in there are just, they're well done. It's just a well-crafted family roller coaster. Sure, you don't get huge thrills or anything, but you don't really need it. Especially not for something like Snow White, but it lends itself pretty well. You're in a bunch of mine carts and you're heading through the mine. It's not a huge thing, but the fact that the carts will actually sway separate from how the entire roller coaster is moving just adds an extra element to it, which I feel just really sets this ride apart to where I don't care how long this line is, I will ride it. Now for number 3, we're going back to Disney's Animal Kingdom, and now we're gonna take a ride on the Kilimanjaro safaris. Now, I am a huge animal fan. I'm a member of nearby zoos. I go to zoos all the time. I adore animals. I adore watching them. One of my biggest dreams on earth is to go to a real African safari before I die. That is like my number one thing I want to do on my bucket list, is I want to go do that. Here, they take everything that I love about animals and wildlife and nature and everything I love about Disney and just smash it together and say, here's Kilimanjaro Safaris, Brian, enjoy. I feel like this was a ride that was just tailor-made for me and my interests because, like I said, I've always wanted to do an African safari, and specifically, African wildlife is my favorite wildlife. I just think it's so cool. I don't know if that's because I'm just obsessed with the Lion King, but whatever it is, this ride is it's the first fast pass that I book every time I go. Just the entire environment is just so well done. These environments look like they all blend into one another, but obviously they're not, because you can't have a lion and a gazelle like right next to each other. There's so many things that we can't see, like what keeps these animals separate from each other, but it all looks so naturalistic and just like a real savanna, and it's just so well done. Obviously, me being the huge animal fan that I am, this was gonna make it up there, and it made it up real high. Now we come to number 2! We're staying in Animal Kingdom, but we're heading over to the other side of the park, and we're heading to Pandora. Y'all, this land made me fall in love with Avatar, the movie. When I saw the movie when it first came out, and I'm like, oh, the world's cool, but I was not a fan of the story. But here it's like, oh, you loved the world, huh? Just go have fun in it. Explore, just be immersed in the world that you thought was so cool. And I'm like, yes! I fell in love with Avatar and Pandora, and I'm like, this is so cool. And now I know they're working on like 4 more sequels or something, and I'm sitting there going, after I've seen this, yep, I want all of them. I want all of them. I want to watch all the Pandoras, and I want to watch them all right now because I love this land so much. And also, if the ride Flight of Passage has anything to do with the upcoming films, I'm sold. Here's my money. Give me a ticket. This ride really took me by surprise because I don't normally like the screen rides. You know, the one where it's like the entire ride is a screen that you're watching and it's like it's moving you with the screen, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, that's not, I'd rather see animatronics, I'd rather see something that's real, I'd rather do that. But Flight of Passage, it's the major exception to that rule. This is one of the most immersive things I've ever done. And the world is gorgeous, the animation is spectacular, the rendering is gorgeous, and they do so much to immerse you, not only with the visuals, but with everything else. So you're riding on a Banshee the whole time. For those of y'all who don't know what a Banshee is, you know, it's these guys, they fly around. I got him at Animal Kingdom, and I love him. His name is Martin. But the whole thing is you're riding on them, and it's like you're in kind of like a motorcycle-ish position, and you feel the Banshee breathing like between your legs. Like, it breathes and it's like it's pushing your knees and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. And as you're going, they're blowing wind in your face and water when you get to like the spray of the sea and you get smells and it's just, oh, it's so cool. I am totally immersed every second of this ride and I can't get enough. I'm like, the ride isn't long enough. I want to stay longer. Send me back to Pandora. Alright, so for number 1, we're leaving Animal Kingdom. Even though Animal Kingdom is by far my favorite land, my number 1 ride isn't there. For that, we need to hop on over to Hollywood Studios. And yes, the new Rise of the Resistance rise at Galaxy's Edge wins number 1 ride at Disney World. I can't stress this to y'all enough. If you have not ridden this ride, do not watch a ride through of it ahead of time. Do not go figure out stuff beforehand. Do not spoil this ride for yourself. Just go and enjoy. The less you know about this, the better. Which is why my explanation is going to be a little sparse because I don't want to spoil anything, so you'll be safe if you watch this one. The coolest thing about this ride is just it's not a typical ride. Yes, you do get into a vehicle and you move, but there's so much other than that. This is the first time in any ride I have truly felt like I was a part of the story and that I stepped into a film. Just being there in that space, just being able to do the things you're allowed to do, it's like, I'm in the movie. I'm in it. I even walked away the first time I wrote this going, this isn't a ride. I can't call it a ride. It's an experience. It is an experience. There's no other ride like this in any park or anywhere around the world that I can think of. This was such a unique experience and I will forever treasure riding it for the first time. It was that cool. There you go. My top 5 rides at Disney World. Now, eventually we're going to come back and do Land, but I wanted to do World first because honestly, it was easier for me to figure out my top 5 at World than it is Land. Land is a little closer to my heart, so that's going to be harder. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!